All right, Jeff Zimmerman with FightNews.com. I've got Denis, Mama's boy, Douglin. He's here in Dallas for a big fight this Saturday night against undefeated Austin Ammo Williams, a rising star with Matchroom Boxing, and fighting under the Chocolatito Estrada 2 card at American Airlines in Dallas. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed, man. Everything's been so great so far. Can't wait to capitalize on Saturday.
Awesome. And you mentioned before we got started, you've been in Dallas since Monday night. You're in the Matchroom bubble in downtown. And you said you're fine with it. You like having some alone time. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I own a gym back in Las Vegas. So I'm literally in the gym from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I'm around a lot of people. And it's great. I love it. But this alone time isolation has been great for me just to relax, focus on myself, catch up on old messages, work out a little bit. It's been great, man. So I'm enjoying myself.
Now, if I recall, you just got this fight within the last couple of weeks. You were
not last couple of weeks, last couple of days. I got it on Friday.
Okay, for Aaron Coley, I guess fell out maybe due to COVID. I'm not 100%. But what makes you? Is it because you're in the gym all the time that you were just ready to go at a moment's notice?
I mean, because I'm in the gym all the time, and I just think that they always tell us stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I just try to live by that. I recently decided to live by that, and man, I just think fate. It was meant for me to have this fight because I might be one of the reasons Aaron Coley fell out the fight. Me and Aaron Coley actually sparred last week before, and I landed some good shots. It was great work. Shout out to Aaron. He's a great fighter. It was great work, but I did land some big shots. And it could have been one of the reasons he had to pull out the fight. So again, I'm not sure. I won't start any rumors, but it just everything worked out where Aaron Coley was southpaw, so I got some southpaw work in, and everything just fun. My weight was great, eating clean, eating good, working out hard. So when the fight came, it was a great opportunity. Even his record, him being an undefeated fighter, is great for me to get back in a position that I want to be in. So everything I think happens for a reason.
And you mentioned you're in Vegas, right? Is that where you reside?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been in Vegas?
6 years now.
Okay, you like it out there?
I love it, man. It was a hate relationship at first because I got caught up in the strip life and drinking and girls and partying. But I had my daughter 4 years ago, and that really started the transition to me becoming the man I am now.
Well, and that's interesting. You got caught up in that life, given that you have the nickname Mama's Boy. Talk about that nickname a little bit. Obviously, you're trained by your mom, and you make no bones about it. The only one in boxing trained by their mama. What is that like?
It's amazing, man. I tell you all the time. In between rounds, it feels like I'm going home. I get to go home, talk to my mom, and then on top of that, man, just having somebody in your corner that you trust more than anybody. So if she tells me I'm good, I know that I'm good. So that feels good. You know, you have a lot of trainers like, come on, because they live in vicariously through their fighters. The fighter might not be good, but she's protecting me more than anything. So if she tells me I'm good, I know I'm good. So that's such a refreshing feeling. Then on top of that, man, she has one of the best brains in boxing. Anybody that's around her for more than 30 minutes in the gym, they all say, "Oh man, listen to your mom. She knows exactly what she's talking about." She'll be in my corner, and she'll say something in my corner, and then everybody around the ring will be saying the same things, and I just look back at her smiling, like, wow. I'm always amazed with how amazing her brain is when it comes to the sport.
And I assume she's been in Vegas with you this whole time?
No, she actually, so when I first moved out here, I was kind of I was trying to break away from my parents a little bit. I got a relationship with Floyd Mayweather the senior, so I moved out here and started training with Mayweather the senior. So she's just come out, check on me, train me a little bit, and go back home. But like I said, I got caught up in the nightlife and the partying, and she saw me drifting away from my passion. And she knows how much I love boxing. And she sold her house, quit her job, and her and my dad moved out here to help me. And like I said, my family is what got me here, man. And that's why I'm so excited to get my story out there and to show the world that it's not about the record. It's not about the falls you have. You can get up and keep going, man. You have love around, love supporting you. You can accomplish anything. So I'm looking forward to showing that on Saturday. I mean, just show it a little bit on Saturday.
Well, and let's talk about your background a little bit, because you're now a veteran, obviously, 32 years old, 22-7, 14 knockouts. A lot of people may say, oh, he's just maybe a journeyman fighter. His record's, pretty good, but, 7 losses. But you were once in the position where Ammo Williams was. He's, 7-0, 6 knockouts. I believe you were 12-0, 6 knockouts at one point. National Golden Gloves champion in 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
So where did things kind of, you've been in some tough fights. Let's talk about that. You've been in with Benavidez, George Groves, Anthony Durrell, all, world champions, top caliber talent. Why haven't you been able to get over the top?
Well, I feel like my problem first started when I started drinking. I started drinking when I was 11-0. So I started drinking. Then I fought for my 12th fight and won that fight. And that made me feel like I could keep drinking because drinking doesn't bother me. And that started a downslope. After I lost that first fight, I felt like a failure because I wanted to be I was touted in New Jersey as the next Floyd Mayweather. And when you get that loss, man, that loss hurts. So that started me just going downhill, drinking all the time, partying all the time. But I still had love for boxing. I kept the love, but I didn't keep the respect for boxing. Boxing, you have to respect the craft, you have to respect the training. You can't just fight anybody just because of your skill. It's all about preparation. And I wasn't preparing myself anymore, but I still wanted to fight. So they called me, you want to fight Charlo? Yes. You want to fight Benavidez? Yes. But I wasn't ready for any of these fights. I knew I had the talent to compete with these guys, but I wasn't preparing myself the way they were preparing themselves. And at the end of the day, if you're two talented people, if one person prepared for 8 weeks and the other person prepared for 2 weeks, the person that prepared for 8 weeks is going to win the fight. So that's what people don't understand about boxing. Boxing fans look at stuff as black and white. If you lose, you aren't as good. They don't understand what goes on in the back scenes. Like, it's all about preparation. It's all about the time you have to prepare. It's all about making weight the right way. There's a lot of things that go into boxing. So yes, I have a lot of losses. I have not a lot, but I have 7 losses. But like you said, most of them come to the top guys like Charlo, Durrell, Benavidez, George Groves. And it all came from a lack of preparation, in my opinion. So what I want to do is my mission is to show the world that I'm one of the best fighters. One of the best fighters in the world, one of the best boxers in the world.
And it seems like now there's a lot of guys, and people call it the Mayweather effect, that want to try to keep the 0 on their name and may not get the experience in fighting, really good fighters and then get into those bigger fights and have a tough time. By going through those battles with Charlo, with Benavidez and stuff, has that kind of prepared you for where you're at now in your career?
100%. I think, like you said, people with the Mayweather effect, they protect that 0. So we miss some of the best fights that should be made because nobody wants to fight that top guy. They're afraid of losing at 0. So I'm in a fortunate position where I have no 0. So I mean, as long as I'm ready, as long as I feel like I'm in shape, as long as my mom says that I'm ready, we'll fight anybody. You could be 100-0, 50-0. It doesn't matter to me because I'm in it for the passion. I love boxing. I'm fortunate, I'm blessed enough to be successful outside of boxing. So I look at this as much as I love it. This is a job for me, not my life. So when you have that look at it, you can approach it more responsibly, more thinking more logically, and just having fun with it. So I have fun with boxing. Win or lose, this is my love, man. I want to be involved in boxing forever. Whether I'm a trainer, a boxer, I own a gym in Vegas. I want to be a promoter. I want to be a manager. I just want to be involved with the sport. I want to be a reporter. So everything, man. I just love boxing. So it puts me in a very fortunate position that a lot of these fighters won't ever be able to get into because they're so interested in protecting their 0.
Yeah, and I think that's great. I mean, you obviously have the passion and the love, and if you're not 100% in it mentally and physically, there's no sport that will keep you honest more than boxing. So,
yeah, 100%.
Right. So let's talk about Ammo a little bit. Highly touted, signed with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. I've got to see him a couple of times in Dallas, and I think I saw him on the Canelo undercard in San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken. But obviously a strong kid, strong fighter, came highly touted out of the amateurs as well as Southpaw. What does he bring to the table? And what would you need to do to overcome with maybe your experience?
I think he brings a lot of facilities. Like you said, strong, young, hungry, and fearless right now because he's still at the beginning of his career. He feels fearless. He's knocking everybody out. He looks great. So he brings a lot to the table. He's not afraid of me at all. I'm the next step in his career. So he's gonna bring that aspect to the fight. He's long. He has a lot of power. He throws a lot of good body shots. So I'm not by any means sleeping on this kid at all. I know he's coming to win. And he's looking at me as just a stepping stone to get him to where he wants to be. So I'm very excited about the competition I have in a couple of days.
Yeah, and he has called you a step-up fight. I mean, he definitely, I think respectfully, is said, the experience that you have will be good for him, and obviously Matchroom wants to move him along. As far as, getting a win on Saturday night, and, maybe people are sleeping on you, looking at your record and things of that nature. How big of a boost would a win on Saturday night be for your career?
It'll be great. It'll put me in a much better position I'm in now. It won't put me in a position for a title shot right away, but it'll put me in a position to now be in conversation with one of the guys that are getting ready for a title shot, like for example, like Chris Eubank or people like that who again aren't all the way up there, but they're rising. It'll put me right in a position to now look at those guys and be offered those guys, and those guys don't turn me down. Because what's happening right now is a lot of fighters are turning me down because they feel like I'm high risk, low reward. So I think this makes me more of a higher reward if I win this fight. And right now I'm 2-2 against undefeated fighters. So this will make me 3-2 if I win. So again, it just pushes me up a little more. So I can now talk a little more. I can talk a little reckless and get the fights that I want to fight to set me up for those championship fights.
And it sounds like you're not looking to be any stepping stone for these young up-and-comers. You want to be back in a title mix. And I know you fought George Groves for a silver middleweight title, WBC title. You haven't gotten the big title opportunity. Is that what you're still looking for at your age, is to win a world title?
Well, more than anything, more than a title shot, I'm looking to change the world, change boxing, which I'm going to be one of the pioneers of how people look at boxers. Right now, I feel like boxers are looked at as if you have 3 or 4 losses, you're washed up, you're a bum, you should hang it up. But I think Tevin Farmer started the movement with that's not true. It's only over when you think it's over. So I'm continuing on Tevin Farmer's path, even deeper because my losses came more recent. Tevin had a couple losses in the beginning of his career. They went on a great winning streak. But with myself, I lost in the middle of my career and towards the ending, or like more recently. So I'm gonna be a change, especially with the fact that my mom's in my corner, which is something that's never been done before. So I'm just changing the dynamic of boxing. I want to make it fun. Not saying that it's not fun, but I want to make it more fun, make it more real, more like the everyday person can enjoy it, can love it. And then I just want to inspire people. And with me doing that, the world title will come. But again, the world title isn't the end goal. It's just something that's gonna happen while I chase my end goal, which is to make boxing a more fun and more I don't know what the words I'm looking for. I want to change the world. I want to make it happy. I love inspiring people. That's one of the biggest things on my Instagram. People hit me up telling me how much I inspired them to get back to whatever they are, whether they're a dancer, a chef. They say, "Oh man, you made me go back to the kitchen." I love your page. I love your inspiration. Keep working, keep going. So that's bigger to me than a title. That's bigger to me than a world title. But I am going to be a world champion. Yes.
And do you have a timeline on how much longer you want to fight, whether it's number of fights or to a certain age, or it's just when it's time, it's time?
Yeah, when it's time, it's time. I don't have an age on it. I feel great right now. I feel the best I felt my entire career. So I don't know if I might feel better next year. So I'm just gonna keep going, man. Like I said, I'm in love with what I do. This is my passion. So why put a timeline on your passion? I'm saying, like, if I'm able to fight effectively when I'm 45, I'll do it. Not saying I'm gonna do that. I might not be effective, but if I'm able to, God willing, I'll fight as long as I can, man.
Is there a dream fight out there for you? I mean, obviously you fought some of the biggest names around, in boxing, even today, Benavidez, Charlo, Durrell. Is there a dream fight out there for you?
Of course, I would love to fight Benavidez again. And a big shout out to Benavidez. I love Benavidez and his family. I think he's one of the best in the world. But if you watch that fight, man, I was doing really well. I was totally out of shape in that fight. I did really well. Wasn't prepared. I would love to see how I do with him now. That I'm a totally different person. Now drinking, boxing is first to me. I would love to see how I do with him. Not saying I would run through Benavidez at all, but I think after our fight, we trained together for a couple of months. We sparred all the time. People came in the gym and watched us fight and be like, wow, you guys could sell this work. So fighting Benavidez again would be amazing. But again, he's at 168 and maybe moving up. I'm not going back up to 68. I'm at 60 now. So that fight won't happen. I'm also have to fight Canelo. I just want the biggest fights, man. Whatever fight, I'm gonna be an underdog for every fight that I take from this point on, and I understand that. So why not? If I'm gonna be an underdog, why not take the best fights? Why not take the biggest fights? I'm an underdog. I'm an underdog right now against a 70-0 guy. So why not fight somebody that's 31-1 or 30-0 or something like that? Because either way, I'm gonna be plus 400 according to the bookies.
You're a good bet. You're a good underdog bet.
I am a good underdog bet.
Right. So, no, that's interesting. You mentioned Benavidez. As you know, I just interviewed him not too long ago, and he's actually fighting on the same night as you. Is it Friday or Saturday night, right?
Saturday night, yes.
Yeah, on Showtime. So you guys will be competing not in the ring that night, but on different networks.
He has a tough fight. Ron Reynolds is a great fighter, so it's going to be a great fight. I think it might be one of his toughest fights to date. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that fight out, whether it's the next day or later on that night. Definitely looking forward to watching because David is definitely a beast.
What should we? What's your style, Dennis? For those that haven't seen you fight, maybe trying to get some fans in on Saturday night in Dallas. What is the style? What do you bring? Are you a boxer, puncher?
That's a very interesting question because I was known for a while as a brawler or a dog. People say, "Oh man, Mama's boy got dog in him." I've tried to get away from that and focus on the sweet science, but that's up for the fans to check out, watch and tell what you think of me. My fight plan is to win. Whatever I got to do to win, I'm gonna do that. So if I have to dog you, if I have to box, whatever I got to do, I will. Please excuse me, you open my door. Somebody's at my door. You mind?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Ooh, just got the boots. You want to see the boots?
Sure.
Boots just got in. See how I open this box. I want to use on my teeth.
Your daughter didn't want to be on the interview.
Yeah, I don't mind even the interview. You can show the fans what I'm putting on. Is first off, shout out to Adam's Boxing. They got these done for me. Yeah, and there we go. Man, my daughter's name right on there. My logo. These are amazing. So shout out to Adam's Boxing, man. We're gonna look good on Saturday. We're gonna look good. We're gonna feel good. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, well, we'll wrap it up here in a second. Let me ask you, Dennis, are you promoted? Do you have a promoter right now?
Right now, yes, I'm signed to Lou Dibella.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to Lou Dibella. I said shout out to Lou Dibella for even getting me this opportunity. And we're just working. I'm excited.
All right, cool. Lou Dibella obviously is someone that knows this game better than most. So recent Hall of Famer as well. So you're in good hands. So we'll wrap it up here.
Say it again.
What do you want to tell Ammo for this Saturday night? Any shout out, or call outs to any other of the middleweights? You mentioned Benavidez. You would like to get in the ring with him again. But obviously you gave a shout out to your shoe sponsor. Anything else you want to tell the fans? Anyone else out there?
No, first I want to say respectfully, shout out to Ammo Williams for taking this fight. This is a big step fight for him. So I admire his belief in himself. So shout out to Ammo. After the fight, Ammo, let's go out to eat, man. So I give you some pointers and help you out. That first loss is the worst, man, but I got you. I'm gonna help you out through that. So shout out to Austin Williams for taking this fight, man. Respect for him. Shout out to David Benavidez and shout out to all of the world champions, Charlos. Like I mentioned fighters I want to fight, but I don't want anybody to take it disrespectfully. I want to fight the best, and that's why I call out the best. Not because I hear a lot of fighters say, I want to fight this guy, he sucks. And that always sounds weird to me. So if he sucks, why do you want to fight him? But I hear Benavidez call out Canelo. He says because Canelo's that good. I hear Billy Joe say Canelo's that good, and I feel like that's the way we should go about boxing now. You gotta respect the top dog. So I respect all the guys I'm calling out, but I still want to fight you guys, and I'm still coming. I'm still coming. Benavidez lose some weight. I'm still coming.
You heard it here, Jeff Zimmerman with Fight News with Denis, Mama's boy Douglin, 22-7, 14 knockouts. Had a hell of a career with some top guys. Going to be in the ring with Austin Ammo Williams this Saturday night in Dallas on DAZN. And I wish you nothing but the best, and good luck on Saturday night. And I hope to talk to you again. I hope to see you on Saturday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. Have a blessed day.
All right, you too. Good luck.